I remember the way it used to be. There was a call years ago where a truck ended up out in the middle of this field. We got to the scene, unloaded, and tried to get to the patient. I say tried because we had such a hard time moving over the rough ground that we just picked up the cot and equipment and carried it all. By the time we got out of there, we were worn out. Then, of course, we had to do the same thing with the patient loaded to get back. Today, with the technology I have, I'm able to handle those situations without a problem. Whether transporting, loading and unloading, providing patient care, or cleaning up. Stryker's MX Pro helps me do my job faster, easier, and better. Who wouldn't want that? When you get to the scene, it's important to be able to unload without a struggle. It's no problem with the MX Pro. Squeeze the height adjustment release handle and guide the legs down. Disengage the safety bar, and you're ready to roll. The MX Pro's large casters just climb over grass, gravel, mud, and the caster bearings are sealed to make sure that dirt and grit don't penetrate. If your partner's tied up, you can lower the cot yourself without a struggle. When it comes to securing the patient, the MX Pro's safety restraints fasten easily across the chest and can be placed at different positions along the litter frame to fit the patient. The MX Pro lets me transport at several heights, including the highest position. To raise the cot, lift slightly, squeeze the release handle, and raise the cot. The optional pull handle helps to make transport even less of a strain for taller operators. To load a patient, approach the ambulance squarely. Then pull the cot back enough to engage the hook and squeeze the release handle as your partner folds the legs, helps guide the cot into the ambulance and secure it in the cot faster.
Have you ever had an IV?
Even in the confined space of the ambulance, the MX Pro helps me do my job.
I'm gonna lay you back.
A pneumatic backrest helps position the patient. You can move into trend or shock position by just lifting the foot end until it locks into place.
That's what we're looking for right now.
And the optional IV pole is easy to access and durable. Whether I'm hanging a bag or an infusion pump, this pole is built to take it. The side rails fold down instead of swinging out, so it's easy to move them out of the way when you need better access to the patient. I keep them raised, even though you can transport and load the cot without the side rails raised if the safety restraints are secured. They're just good secondary restraint. You can actually shorten the length of the cot to 61 inches by raising the backrest, then squeezing the red release handle in the base frame and swinging it away. The optional base lift bar can be used to steer the cot. To lower the cot, remember, lift, squeeze, and lower. Paperwork can tie things up for a while, so I appreciate the fact that one person can load the MX Pro while the other finishes up inside. Unloading is just as easy. Pull the cot from the faster and lower it to the ground. Squeeze the release handle and lift the cot until the legs extend and lock, and release the safety bar. The MX Pro is even easy to clean. Its powder coating is durable, makes it easier to see blood and dirt. Greaseless height adjustment mechanisms help to keep your hands and uniforms clean. And the seamless heat-sealed mattress keeps fluids from accumulating and seeping into the mattress. Hey, whether we're on a call or handling housekeeping, it's all part of the job, and no doubt we'll do our best. It's just good to know that Stryker's MX Pro helps us do it better.
Get a call.
If you've been using Striker cots as long as I have, you already know they're designed to help you do your job. They're easy to use, and they're rugged enough to handle whatever it takes to do the job. But if you're new to Striker, here's your chance to take a closer look. As you unload the cot, release it from the fastener and move it out of the ambulance using the lower grips whenever possible. That helps reduce back strain. When the safety hook stops your motion, the second operator guides the legs down to be sure that they're fully extended and locked. Release the safety bar and roll the cot away from the ambulance. A single operator can raise or lower an unoccupied cot by placing one foot on the base, parallel to the tube and away from the pinch point area. Lift the cot slightly to take pressure off the height adjustment mechanism. Squeeze the red release lever and raise or lower the cot. To raise or lower an occupied cot, lift the litter frame just enough to take pressure off the height adjustment mechanism. Squeeze the release handle and raise or lower the cot to the desired height. And keep in mind, good safety practices require that you use 2 operators to load the cot with a patient. Approach the back of the ambulance squarely. Move the safety bar over the safety hook, then back against the safety hook to raise the legs without hitting the bumper. Lift the cot and squeeze the release handle. As the second operator raises the legs using the side rail for stability and leverage and helps to guide the cot into the ambulance. To unload the cot with a patient, again, good safety practices call for 2 operators. Release the cot from the fastener, guide the cot out using the lower grips to help reduce back strain. When the safety hook engages the safety bar, the second operator guides the legs down to make sure that they're fully extended and locked. Disengage the safety bar and move the cot away from the ambulance. To lower the cot with the head section broken down, the head end operator, using the optional base lift bar, and the foot end operator lift the cot slightly. The foot end operator squeezes the height adjustment release handle, and they lower the cot to the desired height. Stay above the 5th height position. That prevents the head section from coming to rest in the casters. 1 operator can load the MX Pro without a patient. Just approach the back of the ambulance squarely, roll the safety bar over the safety hook, and then back against the hook to be sure the legs will clear the bumper. Lift the litter frame slightly, squeeze the height adjustment release handle, and lower the foot end to the ground. Then lift the cot to horizontal, roll it into the ambulance, and engage the cot fastener. Reverse the procedure to unload an unoccupied cot with 1 operator. Release the cot fastener, roll the cot out of the ambulance until the safety bar engages the safety hook. Lower the foot end to the ground, squeeze the release handle, and raise the cot until the legs are fully extended and locked. Disengage the safety bar and move the cot away from the ambulance. As you can see, Striker's MX Pro is easy to operate. It's rugged, and it's designed to help us do our job. Isn't that everything you really want from a cot?
Welcome. This program will guide you through the setup and operation of your new Striker Power Pro XT cot. The Power Pro XT is a highly advanced battery-powered hydraulic cot that gives you the power to serve your patients better and to save yourself from potential injuries. Patients are getting heavier, and the Power Pro XT allows operators of almost any size to raise, lower, or load the cot with less spinal load, reducing the risk of injury. These design features provide you the power to save yourself, and save your career. Power Pro use has been proven to reduce injuries, reduce lost and modified workdays, reduce workers' compensation rates, and has improved employee recruitment and retention. This program is divided into topic segments that you can select individually from a menu. Watch the entire program from beginning to end. Later, select individual segments to refresh your memory. First of all, notice that all controls are red in color, making them easy to find in a hurry. Also notice that the control switches have a protective cover to prevent accidental actuation. The buttons are contoured for touch recognition. Throughout the in-service DVD, you will hear the narrator refer to amber LEDs. However, only red LEDs will be visible on the screen. Amber LEDs function the same as the red LEDs. Reference the Operations and Maintenance Manual if you have any questions on LED color and functionality. Additional information is provided in the Operations and Maintenance Manual with step-by-step instructions, illustrations, and routine maintenance schedules for your cot. After removing all packaging materials and inspecting your cot, you will need to prepare the battery system. When the battery is fully charged, slide it into the PowerPro XT until it clicks. You'll see a green light on the cot indicating it has power. If you see flashing amber, the battery needs to be charged. Before you can set up your PowerPro XT for the first time, you should have a fully charged Smart Pack, the 24-volt power source, in your PowerPro XT. Your two Smart Packs come with a partial charge, and Stryker recommends fully charging the Smart Packs before initial installation. Connect the Smart Charger to a power supply by inserting the power cord into the socket at the rear of the charger. When the charger is properly connected, the round green power LED will illuminate. Simply slide a Smart Pack into the Smart Charger. Once the Smart Pack is in place, the charger's built-in retainer prevents accidental disconnections. The Smart Charger will blink green when charging and will show a steady green when the pack is fully charged and ready for use. A new Smart Pack will be fully charged in approximately 2 hours. Use the red release button to remove the Smart Pack from the charger. Each Smart Charger comes with a power cord. An optional mounting bracket and additional power cords are available. When installing a Smart Charger in a vehicle, place it in an enclosed cabinet to prevent patient contact. The optional mounting bracket will eliminate charger movement and sliding within the cabinet during transport. Additional information on the Smart Power System is provided in the Operations and Maintenance Manual. Always take time to inspect the vehicle interior, in particular the safety hook, the in-fastener shutoff, and the cot fastening system. The safety hook is designed to engage the cot safety bar when loading or unloading a cot. There are multiple safety hooks. Determine which hook should be used based on vehicle and bumper configuration. Proper safety hook placement is critical to ensure the safety hook does not miss the safety bar. Reference your Operations and Maintenance Manual for safety hook placement and installation. The in-fastener shutoff is a safety device that prevents the cot from raising and lowering when locked in the cot fastener. Proper placement of the in-fastener shutoff is critical. The cot needs to be properly secured in the cot fastener and aligned with the in-fastener shutoff, or the cot may be accidentally activated. To install and adjust the in-fastener shutoff, load the unoccupied cot into the vehicle with the retractable head section fully extended. Push the head section into the antler and push the cot retaining post into the cot fastener rail clamp. The spring-loaded clamp will click as it closes around the post. The rail clamp on the cot fastener can be adjusted if needed. Next, slide the in-fastener shutoff bracket along the rail clamp until the rivet on the shutoff bracket is aligned with the arrow on the cot's sensor panel. The cot's magnetic switch is behind this panel. Tighten the in-fastener shutoff bracket to the rail clamp assembly. Check to be sure the in-fastener shutoff is functioning by pressing the minus or retract button. If the shutoff is properly aligned, the motor will not activate, but the battery indicator will light. Only test the shutoff with the minus button. Do not test the shutoff by pressing the plus button, or you may damage the cot. Patient restraints are an important safety component of your cot. Reference the Operations and Maintenance Manual for information on how to attach the restraints. The optional restraint belt extension provides an additional 36 inches of belt length to secure larger patients. When the cot is not being used, keep the restraint straps buckled to avoid potential damage caused by dangling buckles and straps. Inspect the restraints for wear and tear at least once a month and more frequently if your cot is used heavily. With the touch of a button, the PowerPro XT will automatically raise the load wheels for ease of loading to the preset height of the vehicle deck, a feature that provides you the power to save. Since vehicle deck heights vary, set the cot's automatic load height before the cot is put into service to ensure your cot will come to the correct loading height for your vehicle every time you use it. First, measure the height from the vehicle deck to the ground. Then raise the cot until it automatically stops at its load position. Measure the distance below the load wheels on the cot. As a best practice, the bottom of the load wheels should be 1/2 inch higher than the deck of the vehicle. If they're not, here's how you adjust the load height of the cot. Locate the sensor housing on the patient right side of the cot. Remove the sensor housing cover. Inside, you'll find 2 flat sensors mounted in a toothed rack. The left sensor governs the automatic stop point as the cot raises. If the load wheels are too low, pull the height sensor out of the teeth on its rack and move the sensor to the left. If the load wheels are too high, move the sensor to the right. Each time you reposition the cot height sensor in its rack, lower the cot to the lowest position and then raise it until it stops automatically. There's no need to reinstall the cover as you test. Just run the cot down and then up and measure again. When the automatic stop height matches the vehicle floor height plus 1/2 inch, you've got it. This additional 1/2 inch allows for variations in patient and equipment weight. Now, make sure the cables are neat and are lying flat in the housing between the sensors as you replace the cover and tighten the screws. After you've made the load height adjustment, test the cot to make sure the safety bar engages the safety hook. The following segments will guide you through the use of your new battery system. To check the power level of your battery pack, simply press the minus button on the cot control. Green means you're good to go. Amber means you should change the battery pack. The PowerPro XT also has an hour usage meter at the foot end control enclosure. This meter shows the total amount of time that the cot has been in use under power. Use the total time to schedule preventative maintenance to keep your PowerPro XT in top condition. Stryker advocates disposal of all non-functional batteries at a battery recycling center such as the RBRC, Rechargeable Battery Recycling Center. For more information on the RBRC and their free recycling centers, please reference your Operations and Maintenance Manual. The PowerPro XT uses a single 24-volt smart pack as its power source. This is the power behind the PowerPro XT's ability to lift patients quickly and effortlessly. A fully charged smart pack is good for approximately 15 to 20 service calls, depending on patient weight and environmental conditions. The smart pack will recharge in approximately 2 hours and requires no extended tuning cycles. The smart pack is easy to handle due to its small size and is completely sealed with no vents, which helps prevent contamination and makes cleaning easier. Because it doesn't require tuning and it has no memory, a smart pack requires less time to charge. To install the smart pack in the PowerPro XT cot, align it with the battery slot and push the battery until it clicks into place. Once the battery is installed, a green light will show you that the battery is ready. If the indicator flashes amber, the smart pack needs to be recharged. Never attempt to remove a smart pack when the cot is activated and the motor is running. Smart pack removal is fast and easy. Reach under the smart pack, your index finger will fall on the red release button. Press the red button as you remove the smart pack from its slot. Another way to remove the Smart Pack is to push the red release button along the right-hand side of the foot end control enclosure and slide the battery out of the enclosure. The Smart Power System comes with 2 Smart Packs, a Smart Charger, and a power cord. Once both packs are fully charged, insert one into the Power Pro cot and keep the other Smart Pack in the charger. A Smart Pack, like any battery, will slowly begin to lose charge once it is removed from the charger. Even if a Smart Pack is in the Smart Charger for extended periods, there's no risk of overcharging. Keeping a Smart Pack in the Smart Charger is a sure way to have a fully charged Smart Pack ready when you need it. Your Smart Charger automatically evaluates the condition of a Smart Pack whenever it's placed in the charger. The Smart Charger LEDs tell you what you need to know. Any green LED message means that the charging process is proceeding normally. Amber LED messages mean that charging has been delayed or interrupted. Blinking green means charging. Steady green means fully charged, tested, and ready. During each charge, the Smart Charger evaluates the Smart Pack to make sure it is functional and ready for use. It is a best practice to keep a Smart Pack on the charger until the LED is solid green. If the Smart Pack on the charger is not functional or is not a Smart Pack, the charger LED will be a steady amber indicating battery failure. Blinking amber means that battery temperature will not allow a charge. The Smart Charger will delay charging the Smart Pack. The blinking amber LED will persist until an acceptable temperature is reached. Then the blinking green LED will illuminate and the charging cycle will begin. The Smart Pack has no memory and performance is not reduced by repeated partial discharges. Nevertheless, best practice is to keep using a Smart Pack until the amber light on the Power Pro XT indicates it's time for a freshly charged Smart Pack. Do not try to use a Smart Pack for service calls after you've seen the amber indicator, or you may shorten the Smart Pack's life. Remove the Smart Pack prior to power washing the Power Pro XT. In the event that the Smart Pack is exposed to contaminated fluids, it can be power washed separately if necessary. Never submerge a Smart Pack. Be sure to dry the Smart Pack thoroughly prior to insertion onto a Power Pro cot or a charger. When cleaning the Smart Charger, first disconnect it from the power supply and ensure that the power light is no longer illuminated. Do not spray cleaners directly on the charger. Instead, dampen a cloth and wipe the charger thoroughly. Be sure to allow the charger to dry before power is reconnected. The Smart Pack fits any Striker powered cot and is only compatible with the Striker Smart Charger. The Power Pro XT can be placed in Trendelenburg position. This feature can be operated with 1 or 2 medics. To raise the footrest, lift the footrest frame until it stops. The support bracket will engage automatically when lowered. To lower the footrest, lift the footrest frame, and while holding the frame, lift up on the release handle until the bracket disengages. Lower the footrest until flat. The Power Pro XT also has an optional litter that will allow a patient to be placed in knee gauge or Trendelenburg position. These features can be operated by 1 or 2 medics. To actuate the knee gauge position, simply lift one of the red lifting loops at the foot end of the cot until the knee gauge is in its fully raised position. Then slowly lower the knee gauge to allow the support bracket to engage in the locking mechanism. Check to be sure the lock is fully engaged before releasing the lifting loop. To lower the knee gauge, lift either of the red lifting loops to relieve pressure on the locking mechanism. While holding the loop, actuate the red release handle until the lock disengages. Lower the knee gauge to the flat position. To raise the footrest on the litter, lift the footrest frame until it stops. Again, be sure the footrest frame is securely locked before you release your grip. To lower the footrest, lift the frame and, while holding the frame, actuate the red release handle and slowly lower the footrest to the flat position. The PowerPro XT is equipped with a pneumatic backrest that reduces the force needed to move a patient from a flat to an upright position. To raise or lower the backrest, simply squeeze either side of the red release handle behind the backrest. Release the handle at any point and the backrest will lock into place. Note that the lift assist mechanism uses patient weight to help lower the backrest. Lowering the backrest without a patient may require slightly more force. The Stryker PowerPro XT is equipped with a retractable head section. When the backrest is up, the overall length of the cot can be reduced by telescoping the retractable head section into the PowerPro XT frame. Reducing cot length improves mobility in tight spaces. The retractable head section also gives you complete 360-degree mobility at any height position. To retract the head section, grasp the red release handle with one hand and hold as you push the head section toward the litter frame. Make sure it locks into the retracted position. Release the lever and check to make sure the head section is securely locked. To extend the head section, grasp the red release lever as you pull the head section out to its fully extended and locked position. Never operate the cot with the head section in a partially extended and unlocked position. Make sure the head section is extended and locked when loading the cot into a vehicle, otherwise the cot will not be securely locked into the cot fastener. The Stryker PowerPro XT has convenient fold-down side rails that can be operated with one hand. To lower a side rail, squeeze the red release handle and guide the side rail toward the foot end until it lies flat against the litter frame. To raise the side rails, swing the side rails toward the head end of the cot until they lock into place. There's no need to squeeze the red release handle to raise the side rails. PowerPro side rails are designed to provide patients with a greater sense of security during transport. Even with the patient restraints secured and the side rails raised, never leave a patient unattended on the cot. To load a patient onto the cot, raise or lower the cot to patient level. Next, lower the side rail closest to the patient and open the patient restraint straps. Using proper protocols and procedures, transfer the patient to the cot. Before attempting to move an occupied cot, secure the patient with all restraints. Now you may adjust the backrest and foot support as needed. You should practice using the PowerPro XT controls with an unoccupied cot before attempting to operate the cot with a patient. The PowerPro XT has a 700-pound weight capacity. 2 operators are required to operate a cot with a patient at all times. The PowerPro XT cot will fully raise and lower in less than 6 seconds. For patients over 500 pounds, both operators may need to slightly assist the cot. The base will retract when loading the cot onto the vehicle in less than 3 seconds. The power controls for raising and lowering are located at the foot end of the PowerPro XT. Controls are duplicated, one set on each of the 2 lift bars. Stryker recommends using the lower lift bar when loading the PowerPro XT cot. Either set can be used to raise or lower the cot in a stationary position. Before moving the patient, make sure patient restraints are fastened. With an occupied cot, both operators should maintain a firm grip on the cot frame. The foot end operator presses the plus or convex button to go up and the minus or concave button to go down. Contoured buttons allow touch recognition so that you can keep your eyes on the patient. When the cot reaches the desired height, release the button and the cot will stop. At least 2 operators are required to transport a patient. Larger patients may require additional operators. The PowerPro XT cot can transport a patient in any height position. However, lower positions improve balance and stability. Use the lowest position that's comfortable for you. during transport, approach doorways and other low obstacles squarely and lift each set of wheels over the obstacle separately. High obstacles such as curbing, steps, or rough terrain should be avoided. Find an alternate route or seek additional help.
Welcome to this product training program on Furno's PowerFlex powered cot. Before using any Furno equipment, you should have a working knowledge of emergency and non-emergency patient handling procedures and have the ability to assist the patient. The information in this video is not a substitute for the product user's manual. All users should read and understand the user's manual and be completely familiar with the material in it. Practice with the product before using it with a patient. Medical advice is beyond the parameters of this presentation, and it's your responsibility to ensure safe practices for the patient, as well as for yourself and your partner. A minimum of 2 trained operators are required. They should work together and maintain control of the product at all times. Follow standard emergency and non-emergency patient handling procedures, and don't deviate from any local protocols, regardless of the information in this video or in the user's manual. Lift only the weight you can safely handle, and use additional help when working with heavy loads. Be mindful of proper lifting techniques. Stay with the patient at all times, and always use patient restraints when operating the equipment. Also, make sure you understand the principles of safe patient transportation. Rolling the cot sideways, or when it's in the loading height, can cause it to tip and injure the patient or operators. Roll the cot only in a level position with either its head end or foot end first. Observe your environment. Remove any ice, snow, mud, or other debris from the product or path of patient and equipment transportation. Verify that all parts are working as intended at the start of your shift, including batteries if applicable. Report any unsatisfactory situations to your supervisor immediately. Welcome to the Furno PowerFlex powered cot. The PowerFlex cot makes your job easier by doing the heavy lifting for you. It lifts up to 700 pounds unassisted to an ambulance maximum loading height of 33 inches. While in the folded or lowest position and in manual mode, the PowerFlex cot can transport up to 1,000 pounds. There are 4 different configurations of the PowerFlex cot for use with different fasteners and charging systems. Check the user's manual to identify your specific configuration. Your maintenance department should have properly installed the cot fastener and safety hook to the ambulance floor. Details on these steps are available by contacting Furno. Prepare the cot for use by fastening the mattress to the backrest. Raise the backrest and feed each hook on the standard mattress through a hole in the patient's surface, or press the hook and loop surfaces together if you've chosen the mattress with that option. To remove the mattress, slide your hand under the mattress and apply upward pressure while removing each hook from the patient's surface with your other hand. You can separate the hook and loop fastening strips if you selected that option. Attach the restraints and any accessories that were ordered for the cot. Some of the more popular additions are the telescoping side handles, which are useful when using extra people to lift heavy patients, an IV pole, and the soft net for drop frame storage. The pack rack is ideal for holding an assortment of equipment. The transfer board is useful in safely moving patients onto the cot, and there's even a storage space for the board and an optional mattress. A complete list of accessories is available in the user's manual or at www.furno.com/powerflex. The backrest elevates the patient's torso for comfort and medical necessity. To raise or lower the patient's upper torso, press the red control handle toward the backrest to unlock it, and then raise or lower the backrest to the desired position, Release the control handle to lock the backrest in place. The backrest movement is controlled. The gas spring is under pressure to ease raising and lowering. When a heavy patient's on the cot, support the patient's weight before adjusting the backrest. When a light patient is on the cot, control the upward movement of the backrest so it does not move too quickly. The PowerFlex features a drop frame at the head end of the cot to make lifting and maneuvering easier. You can adjust the frame to one of 5 different positions. Normally, the frame will be in the level position and should be in this position to load and unload the cot from the ambulance. Adjust the frame by squeezing the release bar. Raise it up 1 notch or down 1 notch to provide the best ergonomic lifting angle based on your own height. The frame will lock into position. Drop or raise the frame 1 or more notches to shorten the cot's length for better maneuvering when space is limited. Note that when the drop frame is at its lowest position, it does not lock into place. When raised to the top position, the frame will lock into place, making it safer for you to use when helping guide the direction of the cot while moving the cot. Swing down sidearms are standard on the PowerFlex cot to aid in patient security and comfort. The sidearms adjust to 3 positions: up, intermediate, and down. To adjust, squeeze the red release handle. Let go of the handle before midway down to allow it to lock into the intermediate position. This position is useful for supporting a patient's arm for treatment or for starting an IV. Keep the sidearms raised except during a patient transfer. Universal sidearms are also available as an option. Like swing-down style sidearms, universal sidearms also fold flat along the cot mainframe. A wheel lock is mounted in 2 of the transport wheels, one at each end of the cot, where it's accessible to the operator's right foot. Using your foot, simply press the lock lever with your toe to engage the lock and lift it to release the lock. Wheel locks are not brakes. Make sure you remain with the cot and keep control of it at all times. Don't leave the cot or patient unattended. To treat shock or for patient comfort, elevate the shock frame. At the foot end, use both hands to grasp the shock frame and raise it into position until it locks. To lower the frame, lift it a bit to support the weight, and then press the shock frame control levers. Support the weight as you lower it to its normal position. Below the shock frame, there's an adjustable foot end lift bar. This feature allows you to adjust the bar to multiple levels to suit your height and to maintain good ergonomic practices. To adjust, press the center of the 2 hinge buttons and then rotate the lift bar to a new locking position. The lead handle is attached to the foot end lift bar. Use it when on flat surfaces to pull the cot when it's in the rolling height or transport range. The PowerFlex cot is raised and lowered by an electro-hydraulic actuator, which is affixed to the lower frame of the cot. The actuator is driven by the power pack, which contains 2 sealed rechargeable 24-volt DC batteries. The memory-free batteries charge in about 1 to 2 hours and provide for about 50 powered cycles before recharging is needed. Actual cycles will be impacted by extreme temperatures and patient weight. The battery should be charged often to keep the cot ready for use. The power pack fits just under the backrest. Make sure the power switch to the unit is off before attaching the battery. Raise the backrest halfway and slide the power pack into position with the ports facing the foot end of the cot. Connect the actuator cable and control cables to the ports accordingly. The cable should be routed over the X-frame cross tube and under the lift axle. Connect the control cable to the power port. Finally, verify that the unused control port is capped. Don't use the power pack unless the unused port is capped. If you're using the ICS or BCS, you'll need to connect the cot side cable to the 24-volt DC charging port on top of the power pack. Turn the power switch on and press the touchpad once to activate the system. Press it a second time to move the cot up or down to verify that the system is functioning properly. To disconnect the power pack, simply reverse the connect procedures. The PowerFlex control panel is located on the foot and lift bar. Turn the power switch on to use the cot in the powered mode. Turn it off to conserve power and to prevent accidental activation of the hydraulic system. A green light on the switch is lit when the switch is set to on. After 2 minutes of non-use, the light will turn off and the cot will enter the sleep mode. When sleeping, awaken the cot by simply touching either touchpad once and then again to raise or lower the unit. The battery gauge is located on the upper left-hand side of the panel and shows the remaining charge in the power pack. When the cot is awake and not attached to any charging system, the system will scan the batteries for 30 seconds to assess the level of charge. During the scan, the LEDs on the gauge cycle sequentially back and forth. When complete, the gauge will show the appropriate power level of the batteries. The gauge display is a set of 10 LED lights. With a full charge, the light to the far right, number 10, is lit. As the charge in the batteries is used, the gauge tracks from the right to the left, with the far left LED, number 1, indicating that no charge remains. When the gauge reaches LED number 2, it flashes as a warning that the charge is low. Should the gauge reach empty, LED lights 1 and 2 will flash alternately, and power to the actuator will be shut off. Refer to the PowerFlex User's Manual for more information on the power pack and various charging systems that may be used. To transfer a patient onto the PowerFlex cot, unfasten and position the restraints so they will not interfere. Lower the sidearms and place the cot beside the patient at his or her level and engage the wheel locks. Transfer the patient onto the cot using approved EMS procedures and following your local protocols. Raise the sidearms, adjust the backrest and shock frame as needed, and fasten and adjust the patient restraints. After releasing the wheel locks, verify the sheets and other articles are positioned where they won't interfere with the cot operation. Place the cot in a rolling height which is about 12 to 30 inches above the ground. Never roll the cot at its highest or loading level. This can increase the chance that the cot could become unbalanced and tip. Roll the cot on smooth, unobstructed surfaces whenever possible. Lift the cot slightly to cross door sills and other low obstructions so the wheels roll smoothly over them. Lift and carry the cot over high obstacles such as curbs. Don't apply downward force on one end of the cot in order to raise the other end of the cot. And never roll the cot sideways. When adjusting the height of the cot, an operator should be at each end and should work with their partner to maintain control of the cot at all times. Always be prepared to help raise or lower the cot if needed. Adjust the drop frame or the foot end lift frame to suit your height. If necessary, you may wish to use 2 different lifting positions in the manual mode in order to use proper ergonomic lifting techniques. In the powered mode, use an underhand grip to grasp the mainframe. The foot end operator should press the appropriate button to raise or lower the cot until it reaches the desired height. Any part of the blue or green colored area on the touchpad may be used to operate the cot. Position your hands to comfortably grasp the cot frame so that the touchpad is accessible to your thumbs. The left or blue touchpad will lower the cot, or place it in the load-ready position by retracting the undercarriage. The right or green touchpad is used to raise the cot or extend the undercarriage to the unload position. To load a patient on a PowerFlex cot into the ambulance, raise the vehicle's folding bumper if it has one. Raise the cot to its loading height, which is a high angled position with the head higher than the foot. Roll the cot forward until both loading wheels are on the patient compartment floor. Make sure the safety bar is past the yellow hook for Model 175 compatible cots, or that the head-end loading post passes the safety stop on the stat track if you're using that model. With both operators at the foot end of the cot, lift and hold the foot end level with the ambulance floor. Push the blue touchpad to completely raise the undercarriage. Push the cot into the ambulance and secure it with the cot fastener. As a final step, turn the cot power switch off. If the vehicle is powered down, you'll need to turn the inverter or generator on to charge the cot power pack. If you're using the BCS charging system, connect the charging cables. If the batteries are being charged, you should see a lit charging indicator light on the power pack. To unload a patient on the PowerFlex cot from the ambulance, raise the vehicle's folding bumper if it has one, and release the cot from the cot fastener. With both operators at the foot end position, pull the cot out until the safety hook or the safety stop catches. Keep the cot raised and level with the ambulance floor as you move it out. Press the green touchpad to extend the undercarriage until the wheels touch the ground and the cot is high enough to be released from the safety hook or stop. The assisting operator should then move to the head of the cot and use the fastener release lever to release the cot from the safety hook. If you're using a stat track, use the fastener release handle to release the cot from the safety stop. At that point, roll the cot completely out of the ambulance. As the cot is being moved away from the vehicle, lower it to a rolling height by pressing the blue touchpad. The PowerFlex cot is an extremely useful tool when transporting bariatric patients. The 700-pound lifting capacity covers a vast majority of your patients. When that's just not enough, you can move up to 1,000 pounds when the cot's at its lowest position and it's configured with Furno bariatric equipment. Additional patient restraints, restraint extenders, or longer patient restraints should be used. Furno's large body surface, LBS, or LBS Junior, and accessories provide a wider bed surface and patient restraint extenders to more easily and safely transport an extremely wide patient. For additional bariatric information, see the PowerFlex User's Manual. Should you encounter a power loss for any reason that you can't resolve right away, use the PowerFlex in the manual mode. With operators at the head and foot position, the head operator should locate the yellow retaining lever just below the green touchpad on the right side of the control panel. The yellow lever protects the manual mode control handle from being activated accidentally. It must be lifted to reveal the red manual mode control handle before using the cot in manual mode. Verify that all operators and helpers are holding the weight of the patient and cot before proceeding. Then, pull the red control handle to raise or lower the cot. Release the control handle to allow the undercarriage to lock. The cot movement in manual mode can be surprisingly rapid. The distance you pull the control handle determines the speed at which you can manually raise and lower the undercarriage. Use light pressure and pull the control handle only a short distance to guide the cot through a slow descent. For rapid movement, pull the control handle fully. The rate of descent will accelerate as the cot nears the folded position. Relax your grasp on the control handle as you near the folded position. When loading and unloading the cot in manual mode, it will be necessary for an operator to assist in the raising and lowering of the undercarriage while the foot operator pulls the red manual mode control handle. The pistons will allow the cot to settle slightly after manual mode is used. However, this distance should be just a few inches. If settling is more than that, consult the user's manual for corrective action. Thanks for watching this training video for the Furno PowerFlex powered cot. With the knowledge you've gained from watching this presentation, you should be capable of safely operating the unit. Remember, practice with the cot before using it with a patient. If you have any questions, contact Furno by visiting us at www.furnoems.com.